Hi Everygirls, I'm Anna, and today I am going to share some tips with you on how to realistically budget for travel. Like a lot of you, I absolutely love to travel and will jump at any opportunity to explore a new city or go to a new place. 6 years ago, I was planning my first real adult vacation, and I was so overwhelmed with how to budget for the trip, how to figure out how much I would need and make sure that I showed up and had enough cash. But over the years, after many trips, I've finally become confident in setting a budget and sticking to it every time that I travel. There are 5 categories that I always consider before going on a trip, and these have been so helpful for setting a budget and also sticking to it, and I'm going to share them with you today. And you can start by researching the cost of each of these categories to build out your budget. Or if you are trying to decide where you could go within a set amount of money, then you're going to want to go ahead and decide how much you can allocate towards each category. And so that's what I'm going to focus on. One is going to be your airfare to get to and from your destination. Or this could be gas to put in your car, a train ticket, whatever form of transportation you are using. I've found that for category number 1, for your airfare to and from your destination, you never want to spend more than 30% of your trip budget, unless one of your other categories isn't going to cost you anything, like accommodations. Maybe you're staying with a friend or family, and so you can afford to spend a little bit more on your airfare. That percentage is also going to go way down if your trip is a lot longer. If you're going somewhere for a month, then obviously you're going to not want to spend 30% of your trip budget. Number 2 is going to be accommodations, so hotels, Airbnbs. I find that it is so helpful to set a nightly budget and then to actually stick to it. I am totally okay if I go under one night to then use that extra to go over another so that I can stay somewhere a little nicer. Or maybe I decide to save that money for another category like food or drink or something. I think it's really important to keep track of your accommodations. It's easy to forget how much you're spending or to round down in your head. For me, accommodations are typically the most expensive category, but this really depends on your travel style. I've definitely cut costs in this area by camping some nights when I'm in a national park or somewhere that would be a really fun place to camp. 3 is going to be your activities, so this might be ski rentals or museum entrance fees, things like that. I think this really depends on, first of all, the destination and the trip that you're going on, and then also your travel style. If you love museums, guided tours, excursions, then you definitely are going to want to build in a budget for your activities. But if it's a trip that's really focused on just exploring a city by foot or doing a lot of hiking outdoors, then you probably really won't need much dedicated to this area at all. And then number 4 is going to be your food and drink. I love to run an Airbnb so that I can cook at least 1 meal a day just to keep things a little more healthy and also to keep things a little more cost efficient. I also set a daily budget, and I keep track of that on my phone throughout the day. One thing to be sure you remember is that you include your normal food budget into your trip's food budget. So let's say you're gone a week and you would normally spend a certain amount every week on groceries and eating out, then make sure you add that into this category. Hi buddy. Do you want to say hey to everyone? Okay, so the last category is going to be your local transportation. And again, this depends on the trip, but if you're going to be road tripping around New Zealand, then of course this category could add up quickly between the gas and the car rental, especially if you need a 4-wheel drive. Remember to add in your at-home budget as well. So once you've researched all these categories a little bit and you've decided on your destination, then you're going to want to keep track of your overall budget, write it down so that you see it, set your daily budgets for your accommodations and your food, and keep that handy with you while you're planning and researching hotels so that you can easily keep track of where you're at on your budget. A few other costs that you're going to want to keep in mind while you're traveling are going to be, first of all, your souvenirs and any shopping that you may do, and then also your trip insurance, which is so important. You're investing a lot of savings and a lot of hard work into planning your trip and staying on track with your budget. So you definitely want to make sure that if any emergencies come up or you get sick or anything, that you've got a backup plan. I always love to bring just a little extra cash, treat yourself money, I guess you could say. I hope you find these 5 categories and these tips helpful as you are planning your travel. I can't wait to hear where you're headed next. Comment below, and as always, don't forget to hit subscribe.